Guys, we are back with lights, camera, whatever. My name is Rei. Today we're going to jump into a Taiwanese film called Hello Ghost. Okay, now the next question. This is probably going to cause some reaction. Guys, okay, let me first of all, when I watched this movie, this was a tearjerker. It's a little bit slow, but then, I'm a patient person. I'm a very patient person. But it wasn't really moving that fast. And then later it kind of got into it and kind of got into what, how I connected to it. And then it led to the reason why I chose this movie for Lights, Camera, Whatever podcast. But it was actually, I'm a man. I don't need this toxic masculinity. Yeah, I had a couple of tears. It was a tearjerker in the end. So hope you can watch it on Netflix. It's called Hello Ghost. Make sure it's the Taiwan one because there's other versions of it, right? It's the Taiwan one. It's called Hello Ghost 2023, right? So you'll see the year. Go check it out. Next question. Guys, don't get angry at me about this. Okay. What favor would you ask your living relatives or partner if you passed away? Oh man. I know. But that's why we're here. I had to create this question. Yes. Let's turn the table. If you were the ghost, you're probably looking at me like, oh man, that's a crazy question. Let me repeat this question. Let me reiterate this question. What favor would you ask your living relatives or partner if you passed away? Oh man, because in the show, like, okay, let me go back to the description, right? Because they're returning. It says a man discovers he's returned from something from beyond. 4 ghosts seeking to fulfill their last wishes. Right. Think about that, right? Fulfill their last wishes. So that means they're gone. They're a ghost, but they need your help. They need your help to fulfill their last mission. I know it's heavy, but let's keep the imagination flowing here, right? For me, okay, because guys, I'm just going to give my opinion, right? It's not because of the, I'm the host, but I just want to share my opinion, and I hope you can share yours. I really hope. And whatever language you want to put it in, I'm trying to keep a good English, low, not fast speed, so the whole world can listen to this. What favor would you ask of your living relatives or partner if you pass? Wow. That's a tough one. I probably, I've always wanted to okay, because I don't have 900 million. I think the lottery here is 900 million or something like that. And that's Taiwanese dollars. But for me, I've always wanted to, because I'm not satisfied with education. I'm not satisfied with the way we're being educated. I want to create a school, and I hope one day maybe this podcast will be famous and I can do that, but we'll see. I want to create a school based on 3 elements. One is arts, one is finance, and one is life. And it's a free school. The Chinese would be like, sorry if I mess this up, like no books. It'd be a bookless school. It would be no books. The only paper you are going to see is when you sign up. That's it. I want to create a school for arts. So basically for the art side, I want a school where I'll have all this equipment for students, because I have $900 million if I win. So I have plenty of money to get the equipment. First of all, I got 900 million, 300 is going to charity. No doubt. 300 million going to charity. Nobody needs that amount of money. Now, the first division or department of the school will be arts. So this will basically be like theater, film, things like that, like drawing, illustration, or digital art, whatever it may be. The second one will be finance, because I think that we should be learning about finance from a very, very early. I'm already teaching my sons about stocks. They're like 6, 7 years old. I'm already talking about stocks and houses and real estates and treasury bonds. I'm already drilling that into them because it didn't happen when I was little. And I make it kind of fun and interactive, not about the money. So it's a finance. And about the life. The life side is like to kind of teach kids to be good humans, right? To think psychologically, to love and respect each other. So this would be my favor to ask someone if they had the money. I would ask them, say, hey, could you create this school? Because I really want to see this happen. This would be my wish. I think about this all the time. Like if there was a school that had no books, but that could train you to be something great in this world. And it doesn't have to be based on a TOEIC or TOEFL score. It doesn't have to be a grade. Just that would be my wish. Now, that was for me. So hopefully in the comment section, I want to hear what you would do. If you had a wish that you could ask your living relative. So you in this question, you have passed away. You have moved over to the other side, right? And you are a ghost. And whoever put you there on the other side say, hey, okay, just to make you happy, go ask your living relative or partner one last wish. Even I'm asking the question, I'm like, wow, that's kind of heavy. But I had to ask the question. When I was watching the movie, getting ready for the lights, camera, whatever show, I was thinking like, okay, I have to ask this question. What would you ask your living relative? And let me think, what else would I ask? Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably it would be to be a good husband. These would be to my sons, right? I would say be a good husband, be a good lover. And if it doesn't work, like my wish to them would be to not blame yourself. That would be my wish. Like because I think right now society is like, oh, you divorced, and they look at you like some poisonous snake, right? They look at you like, how could you divorce, right? Guys, there's millions of reasons. And I see it every day in the cafe when I'm teaching in these cafes. Like there's literally no communication, no eye contact. It's just nothing. And that's just one of the million reasons why people are not working. There's just nothing there from the beginning. It's just a facade, right? So I would ask, one of my wishes would to say, hey, to my 3 boys, don't blame yourself. Lessons in life happen. Just learn and grow. Learn and grow. That would be so, because we got a lot to talk about here. So I don't want to take too much of my wishes. Those are 2 of my wishes. So one would be to create a school, the bookless school. And the other would be to tell my kids like, hey, don't blame yourself for whatever happens. If you can grow and learn from it, just do it. Don't go back to it. Now, the next one is, should you help your siblings cover the loan or hide from loan sharks? If I had them, sometimes it's not really about the money, right? It's about the principle to help them psychologically, to let them learn the financial principles, to not get back in that situation. Because the 9 times out of 10, you could help them get out of the situation, and within a year, they could actually fall back into debt. But yes, if I had the money, I would first get them out of the situation, and then I would try to set up some type of investment for them so that they can have passive income and that they won't get back into the situation. Or I would create a contract with them or a trust fund based on that situation. So say, for instance, like if it was like my sister or whoever, my cousin, and I had the money to help them, I say, hey, look, I will pay for your loan. I will clean it, but I'm going to open up a trust fund. I'm going to give you this amount of money. And if you don't take it out and let it accumulate to a certain amount, to a certain degree, and you can have the money afterwards because it's a monthly passive income or quarterly passive income, then you can take it out. You can only take out 25% after the year. Because guys, the same for drugs, right? You help people, you get them out of the streets. It's something that they're just meant to be in that direction. So the best thing you can do, you can't just completely take someone out of debt mentally. You can physically take them out of debt. But mentally, some people are born to be in debt. Yes, I'm sorry to say that. It is so true. Some people do not have the financial literacy and education to get out of debt. Now, this is why I want to talk about this, because America is literally a debt trap, right? It is so crazy. You got to get a loan for college. Okay, you get out of college, right? You want to get a house. You got to get a loan for the house, but you got to drive to work. This is USA, unless you're living in Chicago, New York, or somewhere, metropolitan based. You got to get a car. You get a loan for that. And then, loans pile up. You can't cover it, so you got to take out a second more. And then wait, maybe health, which is another crisis in the States. And that's why Taiwan is amazing. Taiwan is amazing because it's universal health care. I don't think I could leave here, my guy. That is something U.S. has to do, and it probably won't. And I'm not complaining about the country, but universal health care should be a God-given right. And Taiwan is amazing for that. So back to it. We got car. We got college. maybe master's, right? That's even more expensive. Say, okay, postgraduate, right? So you got university, postgraduate, house, car, second mortgage on the car, on the house, medical. You're drowning. You're drowning. There's no coming back unless you got a very rich uncle or brother. That's it. You're not going anywhere. What you're gonna do? You're gonna just take out more and more and more, and then what do? Right? So one of the parts in the movie, I'm not gonna spoil it, is dealing with this, right? And then the loan sharks are coming. I don't know in Taiwan, but in the States, loan sharks are scary. They are coming for you. They are coming for your neck, right? They want their money. Guys, I know sometimes loans seem like an easy way out. And I know I'm not judging your situation, but if you could take the same effort and just sit down and create a strategy, right, to get yourself out of this trap, because loans take out loans and other loans, right? You're just going to be a loan master. The loan shark wants to eat the loan master, right? So the thing is, like, would you help, right, your siblings cover the loan? And do you think that they could, maintain the situation to stay out of the loan? Because most times people who get in, they will get right back in. That's just how it works, right, guys? That's just how it works. So for me, I'm going to repeat my plan again, right? Maybe you can try it, right? So what I'm going to do is that I would first clear the loan. If I had the money, I would first clear the loan. Second, I would set up a trust or a account that gives them passive income. But the trust would be like, okay, you can't touch this. You can't touch this until the end of the year. And I know that it's going to bring them money because I got that fund or that stock or the ETF or the bond or whatever, maturity. And I would make sure that they couldn't touch it, right? Because if they had access to it, they're going to take it. They're going to put themselves. People who get loans, they're just going to fall back into the trap, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. So for me, yes, because it's your family. It's your family. I'm sorry. There's an emotional attachment that we can't explain. It's just impossible to explain it. It's just no way to describe it. It's just if you love them and they didn't, beat you in your head all your childhood. Yeah, if you have the money and you're not dying to give them, from giving them, just help them out, because those loan sharks, they have no mercy. And I'm probably sure it is universal. Loan sharks want the money back. Now, for the last one here, okay, it says, what if the wrong person was actually right for you? It's weird sometimes. Like, why I talk about this is because everyone says, like, hey, Ray, what's your type? I don't have a type. I don't have a type. I have to be honest. I stopped answering this question like 10 years ago, especially in front of my ex-wife. You can't ask this question in front of someone who's married. But think about it. I don't have a type because every time people answer that question, they say, oh, I like this girl with like black hair, this color skin, nice body. And then some weird chick comes into the room with like purple hair and, different color eyebrows and like, SpongeBob shoes. And you're like, oh man, wow, she looks so cool. Right. So the thing is, like, we always say, sometimes you jinx yourself. I don't know if this translates in Chinese, but jinx is when you say something and mess up the situation and turn it another way that it could have went. We call this jinx, right? So say, for instance, let me give an example for the non-English speakers. Like, we say don't jinx it. So in Taiwan, in Taipei, it's actually called like the Asian Seattle, right? So this is just so listen. So many times, right, you go out with your friends and say, man, Ray, the sky is like super blue. It's impossible to rain, right? And I was like, man, don't jinx it. Please don't say that. And it's actually a really, really beautiful sunny blue day, right? You just want to go to the park, take off your socks. Hopefully you wash your feet. Otherwise, it's a disaster. And then 20 minutes later, it's a downpour. I say, man, you shouldn't have jinxed it, right? So the thing is that this is jinx, just a little English class, just a little English tip. So I think when you answer the question, what is your type? I think that really, I mean, I do have some characteristics that I like. I do want like the girl that I date, like to be intelligent. I want her to be like, I want her to be, independent, financially, stable. Like I have 3 kids. I don't want to raise another adult who and also I don't like this kind of like princess, cause I kind of like more strong women, mentally, physically, but that's not really like a type, right? Type is like from an appearance standpoint. I didn't say hair color. I didn't say skin color, right? I didn't say anything. I just said like intelligent. Intelligent, smart, can financially in her own way, she can survive. She doesn't really fully need, because when people fully rely on you and depend on you like a child, that is pressure. That is pressure, right? When you got kids, that's pressure. Because whatever you do, whatever decision you make is going to lead to an outcome that affects how you're able to support them. But imagine some woman just doesn't work, right? And they could be raising the kids. It's a different situation. But we're talking about someone where there's no kids and they fully rely on you. That's a whole different situation. So for me, I won't say I have a type for like race and skin color, because there's so many beautiful women out there. And for if you like men, and that's what your thing is. I love women. So for me, I can't say that I have a type, right? I can't say that. But sometimes it's the question is why did someone who looks so weird and different is so attractive? Why is different cool, right? And I thought about this is because we are so strapped down by like traditions. We are so strapped down by like, hey, they're not like us. Like, why are you dating them? It's like, well, that's why I'm dating them, because we've been looking at the same person for 20, 30 years, right? So, and I'm not telling people to go out there and just to try. If you see someone from another nationality or ethnicity and they look cool, and they look interesting, and conversation is flowing pretty good, you got the chemistry flowing, why not? Because this goes back to many of the episodes we had. If society's telling you to date your own people, but what if you don't find anybody? What are you just going to, pop it out like a magician? Are you Houdini? You're just going to say, okay, well, I can't find. Okay, oh, here we go. Found one. It doesn't work like that. Guys, I can't tell you who to date or what to date or how to date. I just can't tell you. I can only tell you 3 words. Follow your heart. That's all I can tell you. Because let me tell you right now, walking around Shinny area and shopping and seeing like, the eyes, like people are curious, right? They're curious. Like, what are you? Like, like how would it be to be with you? Or like, what is love like with you? Or the curiosity is there, not just because I'm a foreigner here. It's because one thing, there's love missing in so many relationships, and people, guys, everybody wants REAL love. If they don't have it, the eyes will show. The eyes will show. Now, that goes back to your own relationship. Are you taking care of your partner? And if you're not, they are searching. This is 2024. People are looking for love. It's very simple. Even people who are in relationships are still looking for love. And if you feel that someone is kind of shifting, maybe you should have that big C word, communication. Because the E word, the ego, is telling you like, oh, they'll never leave me because we have a paper. Guys, you will be left out in a cold river if you don't take care of your partner. I guarantee you that. This is 2024. This world is connected. Now, it's up to you. I will never download Tinder. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I mean, if you have it, I respect it. I can't do it. I think that's beyond me. Tinder. You won't see this on my phone. Tinder. I have Instagram. I don't even have LinkedIn on my phone. I have it on my computer. But for me, Instagram is enough to keep the accounts going, and especially lights, camera, whatever, keep things going, YouTube, things like that. But I think the Tinder is kind of, I just can't do it. I don't even have it on my, you can search my phone right now. I don't have it. I won't have it. I believe to physically sit down and have a conversation and look at that person in the eye and know who they are. I don't want someone, liking my rating and me, matching their, the compatibility. No, it's not. I'm not old, but I'm not really super young, but I really appreciate a proper conversation. And back to the question is, sometimes when it's someone who's different, away from the norm, I kind of like that person, right? Because you're so used to seeing everyone like this kind of princessy and everybody, I don't know how to say in Chinese, but everybody's in line. Everybody's like in sequences. Everything is like black or white, right? It's binary, right? But you're always looking at that one bent line, right? Where's that line going? Why is it kind of, twisted and turned and bent? I'm more attracted to different. I think I've always been like that since I was little, because same is boring. It's just boring. I mean, just literally the same, guys. I don't know how else to say it, because I really think that when some weird to me is sometimes cool. Even when I was in middle school, I was listening to I know I'm African American, but I was listening to like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park, and my friends were like, "Dude, like you're a buzzkill." I'm like, "Man, Linkin Park, the singer for Linkin Park is like amazing. Limp Bizkit, You Can Take This Cookie. This was like the coolest song." I was into all these things. Thank you to my sister for that. My sister always, hooked me on some other things. But I was into that. I was always into different, always into different. And my dad was traveling the world all the time. So I've always been different, interested, had a keen, profound interest in other cultures, always. So the thing is that, guys, just because someone looks different doesn't mean they're not for you. Don't forget that. So we're talking about the movie Hello Ghost. We had a lot of questions on here. This is a tearjerker. I know we had some sensitive questions, but if we don't talk about it at Lights, Camera, Action, Lights, Camera, whatever, who's going to talk about it? And these are the questions we have to jump into, the ones that people are not talking about. Because if you're not talking about it, but you want to talk about it, aren't you hurting yourself? Aren't you hiding? So this is Lights, Camera, whatever you want to talk about. That's the extra key. That's the secret name. You won't hear that name until you watch the show. So the last question was, what if the wrong person was actually right for you? So next time you see that person, man or woman or whatever, of your interest, ask yourself, maybe, in Chinese we say, kan, try it out. Test the water. You never know. But I will always say the last two words. My math sucks. 3 words. That is 2 words, right? Your and self. Okay, 2 words. It's getting late, guys. Be yourself. Please. Yes, that 3 words. Okay, my math doesn't suck that bad. Be yourself, please. Do that. So thank you again for watching Lights and listening to the podcast, people out there. Lights, Camera, whatever. This is Rei. Thank you, guys. Go check out the movie. I want your comments now. See you soon.